Hello everyone, it's that time again. We are hopping today with the Lawn Fawn Fans and we are creating fall cards. Welcome to Mad About Cards and Crafts. Let's start by showing you the card that I'm creating. Here's a little peek of the card that we're making today. One of the things that you may love about it is that there's very little coloring. These are the products that I'm using. This is the Acorn house, which is new from Lawn Fawn. It's a beautiful die set. This is Let's Go Nuts, Banner-tastic, Slimline Hillside dies. This is a 6x6 card base, and these are from Prima Marketing, these papers. It's called Autumn Sunset. I'll be using that Dijon colored paper and then the pattern on the right. I'm also going to be using that pattern right there, as well as the back side, the leaves. And then the front of my card is going to be that peachy color paper right there, and then the gingham will be my hillside. So I'm also using a few other products, my Zig two-way glue pen, the Kat Scrappiness jewel picker, this embossing powder Enchanted Gold, which is one of my absolute favorites from Ranger, Blushing Bride, Delightful Dijon, and Always Artichoke from Stamping Up. I'm also using the charcoal brown ink from Gina K Designs. I am inking up my stamped images or my stamps from Let's Go Nuts, and I have stamped them onto paper tray ink craft cardstock. I decided that I wanted to stamp them onto the craft cardstock because I wanted to make this a minimal colored card, and I didn't want to do any shading, and I thought that the craft would look really nice with the colors of this paper. And yeah, I just thought that I would try something a little bit different. I did take my Versamark ink and I just barely tapped it around the edges of this paper. I want to add a lot of sparkle and shine, so I am going to use that Enchanted Gold embossing powder and lightly just have a very hint of it around the edges of this paper. I will run the heat tool over the back of it just to straighten out the paper a little bit more. I did heat it up for about 30 seconds before I brought it to the paper. This is my dot liner adhesive, and I am running it all over that 6x6 paper panel. I'm going to put the cover for my card across the front of it. Let me tell you, I really struggled with not using splatters on this piece. So that cardstock, I'm going to let it stay and shine and be the star of the front of the card with all the cute little pumpkin elements. This is the Acorn house. I did cut the whole house out of one sheet of paper, so that Dijon paper kind of had some white intermingled in it, so I strategically placed my dies there. I'm running the Delightful Dijon from Stampin' Up. I'm using that ink to go around the edges just to make sure that my little acorn house stands out from the back of the pattern paper. I'm going to do the same thing with these leaves that I cut. The leaves also came from that same acorn house. There's a large leaf, there's also a small one, and then there's some itty bitty ones, and I used all of them. The itty bitty ones, I decided that I didn't need to ink around the edges, but these ones I wanted to make sure I was going to lay some across the bottom, and I wanted to make sure that they didn't get lost on the paper. So I am inking them using that finger dauber with Always Artichoke, and then I'm going to come in and do the same thing on the other half of those leaves using the Blushing Bride. That way I have a little bit of the color from the paper pad on the edges of these leaves, and I think that it just really lends itself well to making them stand out a little bit more. So this hop is sponsored by Kat Scrappiness. She is so generous and is providing a $25 gift certificate. There are several members of the Lawn Fawn Fans team. Carrie Rhodes will draw one name from all of the participants, all of the creators, and they will draw a winner from their comments. So it's important for you to hop along, leave a comment on every channel. If you haven't subscribed and you like our content, please subscribe. We would absolutely love to have you follow along with us. We do these hops quarterly, so we would love for you to be there with us. These are the dies that I used. I just wanted to give you a little peek of all the little elements that I used. That's not all the elements in the set. That's why I wanted to show you what I was using. You saw that I did take that gingham pattern. I had cut it out using the slimline die. I had to use a slimline die because I don't have my regular Lawn Fawn dies with me. So I took that delightful Dijon and I went around the edges of it, and now we're going to build our house. So I'm putting the cap on the Acorn. This little stoop right here has a line on towards the top of it, and it's for a placement for the door. I made sure that I got that centered onto the Acorn. Then I'm using that Zig two-way glue pen and I'm gluing my door on. Isn't that adorable? Now, if I wanted to, I could have made it to where the door opened, but I chose not to do that because I'm going to have my little squirrel standing in front. That is a Uniball Signo Gold pen, and I just wanted to put a little bit of a doorknob on there. Those are the little swirly bits that I cut out, and I'm going to glue the two largest ones on the left and right side respectfully. Is that the word? Respectively? Respectively. That's the word I'm looking for. And then I'm going to set this aside and let it dry. This is another fancy element that comes with it. I cut it out of the pattern paper as well as the little flower. I offset the flower and I'm going to glue that right there on the cap. Now we're going to start coloring, and this is easy peasy, quick and easy coloring. I am using some of my E markers, so I'm using my E71 right here, and I am not doing any shading. I am just coloring that whole squirrel in. Then I will come in with the E23 and color the base of my acorns, and I will use E25 or E27, I believe, and color the tops of the acorns. And that's it. That is all there is to the coloring. I didn't want to do any fancy shading. I thought that with the craft cardstock already being brown, that it added just adding the brown was enough. There's one squirrel that you'll see that I colored later on in the end, and all I had to do was color part of him, and then I left the other part of him, his tummy, uncolored, and it looks so cute. These little acorns are what one of my little squirrels are going to be gathering. So as I said, I'm coloring that top with the E27, and then I come in with an E23 and I just color the bottom of it, and that's the coloring for the card. This card came together. Once you get the die cutting done, it comes together really quickly, and that's something that I love. There are a lot of people who don't like to color, so this card is for you. Here I'm taking that dot liner, I'm putting it on the back of that hill. I will place that on to my card base. Then I'm going to glue down the acorn, and I decided to glue the acorn a little bit to left of center. I didn't want to glue it all the way to the center. I did stamp the Banner-tastic. I used the Blushing Bride, and then I used the sentiment. I stamped it in Always Artichoke that says Let's Go Nuts from the stamp set, and then I just hand cut that out. I did off screen add the double-sided foam tape to the back of all my critters. I usually cut that out because I don't think that that's something that you're really interested in seeing, but I did color those little window panes with the finger dauber using the Delightful Dijon, and I did a really deep coloring of that, and I think that it really makes that window glow. So now we're going to start putting our card together, putting our cute little squirrels, and let me tell you the story of this. So there is the mama at the door, and the mama's doing the work. She's gathering all of the acorns, but we have brother and sister there. Brother's getting ready to jump off the roof. Sister is cheering him on over on the side, and then we're going to have the other sibling on the left side that has fallen asleep on a pile of leaves. Now, that little squirrel can't jump onto the ground because it would get hurt, so we are going to put some more leaves down for him to land in. These are a couple of the other little frilly elements that come in the Acorn house die. I think that they're so pretty. You can use them as flower stems or little, yeah, I guess they're flower stems, but I chose to use them as accents to the acorn. And these are my leaves. So I'm using that crystal katana to turn everything, not crystal katana, I'm sorry, the Kat Scrappiness jewel picker to turn those leaves over. And now I'm going to just place my little pile using those medium leaves for my little squirrel to land on. I love creating a little story when I'm using these Lawn Fawn squirrels. There's something about them. They're so fun and whimsical. And these products are actually available over in the Kat Scrappiness shop. So I will link her shop. I will also add some affiliate links to the bottom. If you click on those and decide to purchase any of these products, or any products for that matter, if you use that affiliate link, then I do receive a small commission at no additional cost to you, but I really appreciate it. So here we are going with some more of that little sparkle. I am using some stickles, and this stickles is actually a copper. The next one is a diamond stickles, and I'm adding that down the leaves. That was really hard for me to capture in a picture. I wasn't able to do it very well, so I will show you at the end. I'll give you I'll kind of move my card around so you can see that. But I will also come in with a third stickle for the center of the flower that's at the top of the acorn cap, and that's called Wild Honey. And then that will pretty much finish off my card. So please make sure that you if you liked this video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and make sure that you hop along. Leave a comment in the box below. Let me know, do you like to cope it colored? Is that something that you enjoy doing, or do you prefer making cards that has minimal coloring? I'd love to know. Isn't that adorable? I just love this card. I'm going to show you a close-up of it, and then there'll be some videos at the end if you choose to watch more of what I have created. Until next time, have a fabulous day and enjoy the hop.